11th November, Kaylee with her latest model iPhone, back in Moscow, to spend the weekend with her former roommates. 12th November, and off to the football game to support the Vandals. A day or so after this photo is taken, somebody would delete her LinkedIn account.
Kaylee Gonzalez's sister Olivia shares with me something she found disturbing on the day of the murders. Here's a screenshot of Kaylee's LinkedIn account. Notice how Kaylee's account was active at 11:33 p.m. on November 13th. This was 12 hours after the 911 call was made, and her account was deactivated.
The content is unwanted or harmful. But, obviously I didn't report it.
Olivia also shows me an email where she messaged Moscow PD and asked them why they deleted Kaylee's LinkedIn. They replied and said it was illegal for them to do that, and it was not them. So the big question is, who was logged into Kaylee's LinkedIn, and why was it deleted? Kaylee had other social media accounts. Why her LinkedIn? It just doesn't make sense.
Yes, why her LinkedIn? I wonder if Kaylee used LinkedIn to message other people, secret people, whom she wanted to keep separate from her social life, a separate app which she could disable notifications, and so messages from these other people wouldn't show up as she is with her friends. But who could possibly have access to her LinkedIn account? After all, the police now had her iPhone, sealed as evidence. Would it not be the simplest explanation that it was deleted at her parents' home by simply deleting her account by her laptop? Since her sister raised the topic to the media, can we not assume it would be likely her father who deleted Kaylee's account? To delete messages, perhaps related to potentially criminal activity, drug-related operations, done by using an isolated application to message individuals, in which Steve attempted to conceal. It's just a theory, but I cannot speculate another plausible reason, unless the perpetrator had somehow been able to hack her account.
Feel relief. It was nearly 7 weeks of absolutely no clear guidance that we were on the right track. We had evidence, we knew there was evidence, but all that can mean nothing until you have a face and a person, a personality to put it towards. So when we found that out, luckily it was in the middle of the night, 10:30. We were able to run around the house, wake everyone up and say, hey, you know what, we got this guy, we got somebody.
We got somebody. So relieved, so happy, waking everyone up to give the most relieving news. Why so relieved? It doesn't bring back Kaylee. Unless, as a father, you can finally sleep easy. Your daughter wasn't killed related to your own criminal activities.
What would you say to him? And I heard you, I think it was on the News Nation interview yesterday with Christy, say, we will forgive him. That's a surprising thing, I think, for a lot of parents to hear. Tell me a little bit about that, forgiveness.
I think as a family, you have a big family, you got to learn to forgive. And, kids make mistakes and you learn as a parent, that's part of the process. But we've all known in our family, there's nothing more hard to get over. It is when you decide to take somebody's life, you've taken their opportunity to ask for forgiveness from other people. And, that's the end. I said it, you play God that day when you do that. And when you go and do something like that, the responsibility is you're going to have to take that person's place if you've done it in a fashion that is unfair and unjust. And I think that's what the court will be determining, was this unfair and unjust. And once that's determined, then that's what the law is there for. So, yeah, but we will forgive. We're not going to walk around with darkness in our heart for the rest of our lives and, have his name written there like a tattoo on our consciousness.
I can only fathom by these words that if Brian is innocent, it would be indeed as a burden on one's conscience to put Brian to death. Rewind back and try to untangle his words. Words such as unfair and unjust. When is murder ever not those things? It's as if Steve has other knowledge.
I think society needs to kind of do an audit check on itself and figure out what our priorities are. And is this going to go away on its own? I don't think so. I think we need to come together and figure out a way to treat people that have these conditions and identify them.
I agree. If Brian did it, then he did it. And indeed, as a society, 100%, we need to audit on how we deal with mental illness. The answer is not the death penalty after the fact. But Steve, if your daughter Olivia tells the media that Kaylee's LinkedIn account was deleted the day of her murder, then follow up. Explain the outcome of why it was deleted. If you were trying to hide something shady, admit it. Else, be ready to deal with the sleuths. We won't let it go.